flex. The livest one in the section. With the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Oh, it's time to bleed this morning. Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Good morning. Like the video, share the video. We are our own algorithm. Let's not leave it up to Miguel to do anything for us. Let's do this roll call. Because right now, there's an open wound. And I'm taking salt, vinegar, pepper, gasoline, striking a match. Yeah, look, this is a victory lap. I don't care. And you know what? This could have been very simple. This could have been very simple. But as usual, clowns want to make this more complicated than it needs to be. So the thing is, I'm going to pop my collar this morning. And what's always crazy is when there's truth behind the clowning. Yeah. Y'all gonna get this work. Y'all see the meme? Funny, right? But it's the truth. And I'm not gonna let y'all do this to Bud. I'm not. David Benavidez is Canelo's responsibility. I don't even know why y'all got him and Bud in the same ring. Let's do this roll call. G. McCall, T. Hunt, Tay, good morning. Coach Hudson in the building. Patrice X, Del Riv, Melvin Harris. Joe, what's going on, Joe? Thomas, what's good? Brother Cole, Mark Hairston. Eric Myers, Delano, One Deep, MJ Total Health and Wellness, Mr. Shelton, Mind of Monta Musa, 88 Sports Talk, my brother. Jose in the building, Acondo, Light Eyes, Dirt Gang Boss, Rashad Livingston. Smash the like button, share the video. Let's get to it, man. Rod Neal in the building. Let's get to it. When a black fighter does anything, well, Kawhi, what up? We got to be twice as better, twice as smooth with it, and 3 times as humble. Humble. He needs to be humble. Humble. I haven't seen one video of Bud highlights kicking Canelo's ass, because that's just what he did. Even in the round that I gave Canelo, which was round 2, Unique Dawn, salute. I haven't seen one video in English or in Espanol saying Bud humbles an arrogant Canelo. By the way, if y'all don't know, arrogant is something that's code to y'all young brothers out here, young sisters. When they call us arrogant, that's code for nigga. It is. Have y'all seen any videos? Because, I see a lot, but I don't see everything. Have y'all seen any videos say Bud Crawford humbles Canelo? Canelo got like $500 million in the bank. There's no humbling that. For those of you that like the pocket watch. Jared, what up? Camaro, what's going on? Ratchet, salute. Yeah, I ain't see those titles yet. I haven't seen it. Damn near a week later. I've been looking. I look for things like this. Crawford humble. If Crawford got dumped on his head, there'd have been a billion videos everywhere. My chat right now, there'd be like 50 Mexican people with Mexican flags talking about, oh, Bud got humbled. He was arrogant. He should have took this fight. What made him think he could do this? What y'all got to say now? Jada Hudson, salute. Jose says, not in the Latin channels. Thank you for that. I don't know. I'm just asking because I don't know. So they're being real diplomatic to Canelo, right? I've heard things like, oh, he's old now. Really? He's old? Didn't I say Canelo was old in dog years? But I never said he was old like over the hill and couldn't do it anymore. He looks sharp. He looks sharp. He looks sharp chasing William Skull around the ring. Yeah, Rashad. Yeah, Miguel is very quiet. He was never hurt in that ring. William, according to the numbers, I mean, I thought William won the fight if we're going off the 10-point must system. But when the bell rang, I said, you know, William technically won the fight because he outpointed him, but you can't beat Canelo like that. They're not going to give him the fight like that. And they didn't. They didn't. So I'm like, okay, they didn't do it. All right, I understand. So I'm just wondering, is there any Canelo got humbled? I'm seeing he's old now. Now he's old. Is anybody in abundance saying Canelo needs to retire? Anybody? Have y'all seen that yet? Because he just got beat up by a 135-pounder. Right now, I said that on purpose. You want to know why I said that on purpose? You want to know why I just said something on purpose? You want to know why? And I know that 18-year-old was watching. Figure drawing, where are you? You thought I forgot? Eddie Alvarez, where are you? Remember those dudes that came on last week? I had an open panel all last week. Sunday, you remember last Sunday? Some dude named Eddie Alvarez. He said, if Canelo wins, close your channel. And I said, well, how old are you? He said, I'm 58. Liar. Liar. Now, let me ask you a question. Bud one, did I grind the axe? Brian, what up? Did I grind the axe? Did I get on here cussing and screaming, talking about I told you so? No. I told you what it was. I said, it's boxing. I could be totally wrong. Remember when I said that? I said, Bud could go in there and be doing well and get clipped on some Caleb Plant shit, get clipped late in the fight. But I stood on my position and I said, Bud is all wrong for Canelo. Turns out I was right. It was them that came in here with the venom, which gave me reasonable cause to believe that they was worried. Because the first thing I said was, no, this fight is close and close. It's getting close. But the Mexican audience is awfully quiet on fight week, on the real Mexican Independence weekend, and he's fighting an outmatched, quote unquote, 135-pound fighter according to figure drawing. Copper, salute. Permit you to chat, know that I love you. Noah, what up? Remember that? I said that. I said, why so quiet? Where the trolls at? I was ready for this. I said, man, Bud signed the fight. I got Bud. Ain't gonna be easy. But I said, man, our chat's gonna be crazy. No, it was very normal. I could be talking about Tank or Jake Paul or Floyd Mayweather or something else, and I just knew there'd be a Mexican flag flying in here. Because I'm like, man, I know they think this is a dub for them. No. I said, wait a minute. I think they have accepted what we already know, but we gonna see. And I was still respectful, wasn't I? Did I get on here talking about how he gonna smoke the redhead and was I disrespectful? No. I always said it's boxing. I got Bud for the win, and I'm explaining why. But let's not act like Bud could walk into something and get slept. Let's not do that. You never heard me say Canelo is trash. Is he a cheater? Yes. But I get up here and I talk boxing. I said if I didn't know if I wasn't sure about Bud winning this, I'd say it. Riding with Bud, but I don't know about this one. Riding with Bud, but I don't know about this one. He got balls of steel, but I don't know about this one. But I said, nah, this right here. Weight, no. They're equally yoked in weight. I'm not worried about that. Bud is actually the bigger guy. He proved that. But skill for skill, Bud is better than this guy. He's better than this guy. We gonna see. Somebody gonna be wrong. That's all I said, right? Did I go in here violate the whole Mexican community? I didn't do anything. Look what Jose said. Look. See? They got mad at him. See? Blocked him from 5 Latin channels. See? Cats came in here, unidentified flying objects came up in here with unidentified flying objectives saying, hey, man, I think Canelo's going to win. And I didn't block them. If they came in here respectfully, I said, oh, okay. Somebody's going to be wrong. I don't mind being wrong. If it's just boxing, all I want is a clean fight and an honest effort and no excuses when there's a loser. I don't want any excuses. Oh, I had a broken pinky toe. Oh, I had a hangnail. You remember when I said, oh, shit, Bud got a baby mama out of wedlock? Yo, Drew, he ain't married to that girl. What? Then I'm hearing things like he had to postpone camp for a couple of days. I don't even know how true that was. And fly out to Omaha because the 2 baby mamas was fighting. And I didn't know about that, about the other child, quote unquote, out of wedlock until he told Shannon Sharp. I said, oh man, what is this brother doing? And my point of bringing that up was, I don't want him distracted. This is an important fight to him. And it's an important fight to the community. I don't care how he views it, but I know what we deal with here. He ain't got to know I support him. But I know what this means. Does Canelo know all of his fans? No. But I'll be damned. There be motherfuckers ready to pick up guns for him. And he don't know all of them, and he don't co-sign that nonsense. So I say, hey, I'm gonna stand in the pocket with Bud. I don't care. Bud hasn't given anybody in the LDBC an interview, nothing. The closest quote-unquote interview we ever did was me when Bernie recognized me in Vegas a couple of years ago. And me and him started chopping it up. That's it. That's it. Nothing. But I knew what this meant. And I said, if Bud lose, I knew what we was going to be dealing with. But guess what? I was prepared for it. How many times people say, hey, man, close your channel. Deontay lost, close your channel. Errol lost, close your channel. Man, you're not even an Errol fan, let alone a Bud fan. Why are you celebrating that? That wasn't Canelo. That wasn't one of your Latinos that beat him. What are you talking about, close your channel, man? Shut up. Allegedly, I had a 50, Stormy salute. I had a 58-year-old man told me and Stormy on my live on Sunday in the chat, Eddie Alvarez, where are you, bro? You're not blocked. I didn't block you. But the sensei asked you, if Canelo you lose, will you close your channel? Because I checked your channel. It was a real channel. Will you close your channel, Eddie Alvarez? I should have bookmarked your channel. Jeff Sparks, salute. Hen Dog, salute. Will you close your channel? Because you ain't been back, but had Bud lost, they'd have been here that Sunday. You see my point? As a matter of fact, since Bud won, have y'all seen Figure Drummond, the 18-year-old Royal Constrictor? Salute. Have y'all seen him? Was I not respectful to him? Aaron, what up, brother? Remember when I said don't block him? Matter of fact, he's the one that said Bud's gonna get knocked out. I know boxing. Remember what he said? He's coming up from 135, and I laughed. I said, are you sure? He's coming up from 147. That was his last fight at 147. Young man, I know you're watching. Where are you? You remember you was Mexican when you made that statement? And then when I corrected you, magically you became my daddy black. Huh? When he got cross-checked, he spent all week long trying to cross-check me. And he couldn't do it. But I'm talking boxing. If you know boxing, you know, why are you not here talking about what would happen? And guess what? We just talked about what happened. I didn't step on Canelo. Here, let me give you some advice. You know why I wouldn't step on Canelo? Any guess? I'll tell you. I'm not stepping on Canelo because it would take away from what Bud did to him. No, Bud Crawford fought the best version of Canelo Alvarez at his properly rehydrated weight, something that he said was a problem when he fought Floyd. Remember that? He fought him at 168, not 175. Not 175. No. Not 175. At a happy, healthy 168, properly hydrated, no rehydration clause, no clenbuterol, nothing. He fought a healthy, prime Canelo Alvarez. I don't want to hear it. And Bud whooped him. He didn't run. He fought him in the pocket, just like Floyd. Floyd fought him in the pocket. The difference is Bud outmuscled him. And Canelo knew it wasn't what he thought it was going to be. When they started clinching after round 5, that was good. At the end of round 5, there was like a little clinch, and he picked Bud up. He had him in a headlock. That was a chin check. Like, yo, I'm stronger than you, right? Round 6, they had a first official clinch. Bud turned him immediately. And then look at Canelo's face. Now what you got? Bud won every clinch. Bud is just better. And they tried. And shout out to Canelo for keeping it a stack. They tried. They tried. They tried so hard, didn't they? Y'all saw Ellie Sek back. Yeah, I really thought you won. I scored the fight for you. Reporting. And what did Canelo tell Ellie? I appreciate that, but we have to accept it. We have to accept. We have to accept what happened. That was the first time you saw Canelo, because it's not the first time you saw him lumped up, but it's the first time you saw him in the face look defeated mentally. He put in a real effort, and there was nothing he could do. He said that. As much as you fans tried to make an argument for him, he didn't buy into y'all bullshit. As a matter of fact, he told y'all to stop. He told the #1 Canelo fan / Tank fan, Ellie Sekback, he said, stop. No. Bud's just a better man. I lost. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Crazy, right? Stephen X, salute. Thank you, Stormy. This is exactly what he said. He said, plus Canelo himself said he had no answers for Bud's abilities, even correcting Ellie Nutsack, saying Crawford won and is better. Canelo's words than Floyd. That's what he said. I still ain't do the video on that yet. It's coming. I just wanted to let this marinate. I wanted to see who said what, who's gonna show up to my chat. So you got Eddie Alvarez, he didn't show up. There was another dude came in there and said Wakandans are what'd he say? Y'all are over. There was that kind of thing. I wasn't getting trolled as much as I thought we was gonna get. I was like, why the Mexican fan base so quiet? They're in their own little spaces, and I don't frequent those spaces. Number one, I don't speak Espanol. Number two, I just don't go where it's hostile for no reason. I stay in my lane over here. And for years, they come over to our spaces. And then when things like this happen, they disappear. They disappear. So that's what I'm saying. I don't need to go over there. But Jose just said it. He got booted up for 5 Latin channels just for saying, hey, I picked Bud. That's all he said. And they block him. People came in here, oh, Bud get knocked out. Bud get knocked. Mike, what up, Mike? I never said block him. I never said that. That's his opinion. If you come over here respectfully, then we can have a dialogue respectfully. It's okay. It's a pick. You just supporting Bud because he black. Meanwhile, your last name is Rodriguez. And you picking Canelo. Please leave me alone. I mean, seriously, man? Last name Mendez and shit. You pick Bud because he black. And you pick Canelo why? Nigga lives in Mexico City. Telling me, oh, come on, man. Stop. Let's get over that. I'm riding with my people. That's fine. So now, if we want to talk boxing, let's do that. There's a reason why I picked Bud. And again, if I wasn't confident, I would tell you. I'm riding with Bud, but I don't know about this one. Riding with Bud, but I don't know about this one. Now, let me tell you how asinine the fan base has gotten, because they've gotten quiet because it's over and now they don't want to talk about it. These motherfuckers already got Bud in the ring with everybody. I just saw BFTB's video, and I'm on TikTok, and I think I saw this dude's video pop up. I think I saw it before, but this dude, it's a Mexican dude. And I think it's the same guy, because I may have saved it. He was talking about how, let me see if I have it so I can play it for y'all. He was talking about how Bud's gonna get flatlined. Let me see. I might have saved it. Let me see something. I might have saved it. I want to let y'all hear it. And I think this is the same guy. Let me see. I think it's the same guy. Because this fool, I mean, he was talking spicy. Save it here. Let me see. Bud's gonna get this and Bud's gonna get that. I give him one of these and I give him one of those. Let me see. I don't think I have it here. Did I screen record it? Because he was talking crazy. He had to slow zoom in on his camera. Yeah, Bud's coming up from 135, and I don't know how y'all think that he's gonna do this and do that. And I'm like, all right, okay. Maybe it'll be a Caleb Plant situation where Bud will be looking good until an unnecessary weight gain catches up to him, or he gets hit with something. And I said it's boxing, but he was talking with his chest, boy. And I was like, all right. And BF did a video, and I'm looking at the video. I said, that looked like the same dude. And now, instead of congratulating Bud and saying, hey, man, Wasn't what I thought. His video is fighters that Bud shouldn't get in the ring with. Benavidez. Who was the other guy? David Benavidez and Hamza Shiraz. I'm like, bruh. Benavidez and David Benavidez are at 175. You see right there, when you can't get a weight class correct, I really don't want to talk to you. That shows me you're not bright and you're thinking emotionally. That shows me right there. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't know what you're talking about. Man, they got a really, really messed up. AI is awful. They have it, but someone did an AI of Bud hitting 40-hour sniper salute. Bud hitting Canelo with that counter, but the AI Canelo getting knocked out, and then ICE agents come into the ring and carry him out. That's fucked up. I wouldn't even post that. Seriously, I wouldn't even post that. I was like, damn, how they do that? That's crazy. Anyway, I can't find it because I just want y'all to hear it. I have it somewhere. I just don't have it available right now. I got the Canelo reactions. Dudes breaking their 72-inch TVs. When Canelo got beat up, breaking their TVs. I'm like, man, they still doing that? Why would you break it? Listen, man, it's boxing. Why are you breaking your TV? Why are you breaking your TV, man? Hen dog, you saw that, right? Crazy, right? Nah, Xavier, I don't know, but you know, Bud's a dog. Bud's a dog. He ain't gonna turn down no smoke. There's a little bit of storyline because he knocked out Jose, his brother. And David will come down to 68 to make it happen. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. And you know, Turkey will find a way to make that happen. Bud don't duck no smoke. There'll be greater concern on my end for Bud in that fight. Because I'm like, how does he do that? But Bud will figure it out. Or Blue just posted it. I don't know, bro. And that's one of those fights where I'm like, shit, I don't know about that one. I don't know how he would. But if anyone could make me believe it, it'd be Bud. Freedom's March, salute. Timothy, what up? If anyone could make me believe it, it'd be Bud, 100%. But talking about it now, I don't know. I don't know how Bud would do that. I don't know. But watch this, y'all. At least Bud would do it. But if Bud right now said, I don't want to do that. Now watch this. Let me ask y'all a question. If it's presented to Bud, and Bud right now said, I don't want to do it. And they say, well, why not, Bud? Man, you know, that guy's just too big. Big Joe Townsend, salute. You know what? I don't want to hear shit. Y'all better not say shit. Y'all better not say anything. You know why? Because Canelo ducked him first. Uh-oh. Brother Dean, salute. Now, I think Bud will do it. But if Bud out now said, you know what, on second thought, nah. That's a bit much right there. I'd be like, you know what, Bud? Okay. I'll let you have that. I'm cool. Next. Because never forget. Now, you see how y'all did that? See, the Canelo fans, y'all watching and say, oh, no, that'd be dark. That'd be dark. Yeah, it would be. You know, the same thing that Canelo did, who actually had a fight at 75 and scored a knockout, then went back to 75 and thought he was fighting a wounded animal in Dimitri Bivol and got outboxed. When he could have went up to 75 after he fought Kovalev, he could have stayed there and fought Artur Benavidez for his WBC strap, which would have been nothing but an in-house fight, but he didn't want to do that because Artur would have killed him. He'd have killed him. But if Bud says, you know, yeah, I'll do it, and then changes his mind and says, yeah, you know what, on second thought, no. I'll ride with Bud. He's earned the picking and the choosing. Mr. Ishmael, salute. He's earned the picking and the choosing. He's earned it. And I ain't mad. So if he says, you know what, nah, David, that's too much. If he said that, hey, man, watch this. He could say that because Gennady Golovkin said that about Andre Ward.
What?
It's on YouTube, and I think Ellie Seckback is the one that asked him. I think they asked him about Andre Ward. You know what Triple G said? Oh, no, not today. Andre Ward, he's a good boy, but he's too much. Not today. Read the comment section. That was years ago. Motherfuckers was really trying to say, hey, man, you know, he don't speak English that well. What he meant was, no. I heard him. Translation. I don't know how you got to translate from English, but whatever. Andre Ward is better than me. He's bigger than me. He's better than me. I'm not fighting him. But, Andre Ward's too big. But he was trying to go to 68 to fight Cesar Chavez Jr. You remember that? He tried to do it 2 times. And the reason why he didn't do it is because Andre Ward was standing at the gate of his weight division that he ran and said, nope, you come to my side of town, you fighting me. And that's when he started calling him Little G. That's who started that. Andre Ward started calling him Little G. And then y'all started calling him a bully. But y'all said, man, won't you stop bullying the smaller guy and go up to fight KK Kovalev? You know what he said? All right. He went up to 75. He beat up Sullivan Barrera. I watched that live. I think they aired that fight on BET. He beat him up, knocked him down and all that. And then fought Kovalev twice. Beat the shit out of him. And then after that, then Canelo said, oh, I can go up and fight Kovalev now. After Ward did it. Stop me when I'm lying. Go ahead. Go ahead and say, Drew, that's not right. That's not true. That's not what happened. Go ahead. You can be mad at what I'm saying, but stop me when I'm lying. Go ahead. I know the Canelo fans are watching. Please, I know you wanna say something. Figure drawing, I know you're watching. You watch boxing though, right? Let's have a dialogue. This dude was in my chat from last Sunday to like Friday. Vanished. I was nice to you, brother, young man. Young brother, young half brother. My Mexican black brother. Y'all remember Sunday he was Mexican? Like around Wednesday, he was half black. Okay, whatever. But let me give you a bit of advice. Stand on your picks, because now I don't respect it. Now I don't respect it. If you was gonna be here for the win, you gotta be here when your man loses. Now you're showing me who you are. Paris Jackson says Benavidez says he's concentrating on 75. That's the last thing I heard, but you know, 100 mil, 70 mil, that changes things. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. TD Harden, that super chat, much love. He says, I heard no lies told. Thank you, brother. I don't have to. And see, the thing is, some of the people weren't here when Golovkin said that. Do you know Golovkin said that It's going on about 9 years ago, I think. Let me see if I can find that. Let's see if I can find that. Triple G says Ward is too much. I might have saved it. Here it is. And it was on Ellie Secback. And I think I did save it. Yep. Yep. So let's just go on to the good old share screen. You can hear it yourself. Yeah, fair use. I'm just going to let y'all listen to it. Listen to this. Stillwater, what up, brother? Listen. He got the camera all in his face.
Guy, he's a big fighter, just before this amateur career, right now this pro career, this 12 rounds, different situation.
You didn't fight him back then, did you?
Yes, one time.
Yeah. Okay. What was the result?
I win I remember not easy fight, not close fight, it's amateur, just 3 rounds. It's not just points.
And you won?
Yes, I won.
Okay. 2 rounds or 4 rounds?
3 rounds. No, 4 rounds. 4 rounds, yeah.
And was it decision?
Yeah, decision.
Gennady, what do you say to Andre?
Listen, they said, Gennady, what you say to Andre Ward? Listen to what he says.
Ward that says that you're ducking him.
No, Andre Ward is too much for me. Not today. Andre and this Andre, it's me.
Decision?
Yeah, decision.
Gennady, what do you say to Andre Ward that says that you're ducking him?
No.
Gennady, what do you say to Andre Ward that says that you're ducking him? No.
He said, what do you got to say to Andre Ward? You saying that he's saying that you're ducking him. And his response is?
No, Andre Ward is too much for me. Not today.
Andre Ward is too much for me, not today.
Andre and this Andre, it's me.
Andre is Andre and it's me. Translation, I want zero smoke. Salute, Paris. I call it down the middle. Zero smoke. 10 years ago. That's how old this video is. And when I played that, because remember, I've been fussing with these dudes. I was on Facebook 10 years ago. And there was a lot of Gennady Golovkin fanatics. And I said, wait, y'all said that he beats everybody from 160 to 175. They said, no, he ain't say that. I said, wait a minute. Abel Sanchez said that he beats up Abel Sanchez said that he beats up everybody from his division to 175. Then these clowns says, no, he said 68. I say, well, cool, Ward's there. Then I had to hear, oh, well, Ward's not active. So what? That means when you get him, he'll be cold. Now's the time to get him, right? Then they start talking about, oh, Ward don't make no money. Then we had to deal with that shit. What? Why are y'all concerned? What the fuck? If Triple G can go to Oakland, because he's the money guy over Ward, right? So his money's secured. And he could A-side Ward, right? Gio James, salute. Go get him, make your bread, and give Ward his first O. What are we talking about? I said, y'all scared. Now, y'all scared. Oh, Triple G, that's not too big for him. I said, well, no. Then they said Ward was too big. And I said, no. Abel Sanchez said Ward beats up guys from 160 to 175 in the gym. He said that. He beats up light heavyweights. He said that. You know who he said that to? Dante. Dante's Boxer Nation. I heard the interview. I watched it. So I said, are y'all paying attention? No. Well, Triple G, Ward's a weight bully. Triple G, he ain't got to do all of that. I said, wait a minute. Triple G's trying to get the goddamn Floyd Mayweather fight. What are you talking about? What? He's not a weight bully, but he's trying to fight 147-pound Floyd Mayweather. But he's not a weight bully? But Andre Ward's a weight bully? But wait a minute, Abel Sanchez. Wait a minute. I got you right now. Wait a minute. Black fighters don't sell and they're boring. Whole time, Floyd Mayweather was nowhere near retired. Go! You see, there's nowhere you can go with me. You can't go anywhere. I was here for all of it. I lived it. I remember everything. Yeah, Thomas, we was there for the whole thing. You realize it's 10 years later? Ain't that crazy? Kids done graduated. Kids was born. Got kids in college now. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I was here for all of this. Listen, watch this. Thomas, the video I just played was 10 years old. 10 years ago, you know, I'm still working for the city and life is great. I'm a family man and everything. 10 years ago, that kid that was in here last Sunday figure drawing, 10 years ago, he was 8 years old.
What?
Do you understand, ladies and gentlemen, when I say things like people have to qualify to talk boxing with you? 10 years ago, that video I just played, Gennady Golovkin openly ducking Andre Ward is 10 years old. The young man that was in my chat 10 years ago was 8 years old, but got in the chat and said, I know boxing. Turned right around after saying that, saying, Bud is coming up from 135. Huh? What? Village Brothers, salute. Now, I'm just pointing out the math. Don't get mad at me. He was 8. Listen, when you was younger, you ever had an elder tell you, yo, watch your mouth? Do they tell you that shit twice? Because any adult in my family, if they had to tell me twice, the second time, it wasn't a verbal warning. It was a slap in the mouth. Sometimes it was a punch, and that wasn't abuse. That was like, yo, young man, stay in a child's place. The problem with most people is they're afraid when they don't know something. Listen to this, y'all. You don't know what you don't know. Some of y'all got frustrated listening to that. And what did I just say? I work for transit. You know how many times I'll be standing outside, just taking a break, and I'm just enjoying the day. And somebody walk up to me and is like, yo, man, what's going on with the C train? And I'm looking at him like, I don't know. Yo, man, I just had to come upstairs and it's not moving, and they say we got to take the bus, but what's going on with the C train? I don't know. Yo, don't you work for transit? I'm like, yo, my nigga, I'm a bus operator. And I was standing here minding my business. I wasn't downstairs with you. How the fuck am I supposed to know what happened downstairs when I'm upstairs?
What?
What? How am I supposed to know what's going on down there when I'm standing up here? The fuck? You know what would be foolish? If I began trying to articulate what happened downstairs and I wasn't there. That would make me a fool. Yeah, well, I don't know. You know, maybe someone pulled the emergency brake. You know, maybe someone jumped in front of the train. Because shit like that happens. Dixie, what up? But I don't know. People are afraid when they don't know something. That's why I love it when the trolls come through. They say something disrespectful. Okay, you just showed me that you're an idiot. You're not adding anything to the conversation. You're not trying to. Next, block you, move on. Then you got the young kids like Figure Drawing that, you know, he's a Canelo fanatic because he was Mexican on Sunday, but then on Pep Talk, when I'm talking about, Carla, what up? When I'm talking about, what was I talking about? Something on Pep Talk. Had nothing to do with boxing. He put his 2 cents in there, and he was just challenging me because I corrected him on Sunday. I corrected him on Monday. Then he comes into Pep Talk and tries to say something. He tries to engage with me in a debating manner. He can't even do that. And then when I dropped the link, I said, well, pull up, let's have a dialogue. He bounced. That video I just played with Gennady Golovkin openly ducking Andre Ward is 10 years old. And I want to point out, this kid said he knows boxing, but I just want to point out, the video's 10 years old. 10 years ago, that kid was 8. You can't have a conversation with me, young man. You can't. Why do you think when people come in and they say silly shit, I let them get some words off and then I ask them, well, how old are you? I did that to him. He said 18. Well, oh, come on. It's not even easy work. It's no work. You know what the most frightening thing? When social media started to take off, y'all remember chat rooms? This was even before high-speed internet. Some buddies of mine, they was like, oh man, there's girls on there. I said, you can't see their picture. Oh, one girl put a picture up of her, and I'm like, how do you know that's really her? Oh, that's true. A couple of my friends was like, yeah, you know, I'm talking to this girl. Then I asked how old she is. Bitch said she was 16. He said he unplugged his whole internet for a month. I said, see? I said, this is going to be wild. I said, when this internet thing gets a little more advanced, you're going to be seeing how many brothers be going to jail. Because some of these nasty niggas going to try and close a deal. And what do we get? Predators out here. See? The brothers UK in the building. Salute to you, good brother. He says, peace, brother Drew. Peace to you, friend. How you feel? Salute to you, man. There's some weird shit out here. You got to know who you're talking to. The other dude, Eddie Alvarez, looking for you, man. I didn't block you or nothing. You came on here and said, yo, if Canelo wins, and I read your sentence. I was just looking at the live last night. If Canelo wins, close your channel. Had a dialogue with him, and I asked him, I said, well, how old are you? He said 58. Liar. You're a liar. I don't believe it. I think you're 18 like Figure Drawing is. Or was, because I don't think he's coming back. And then Stormy says, yo, if Bud wins, will you close your channel? You see how stupid that sounds? I'm over here talking boxing. Why would you want me to close my channel? You don't want me to talk boxing? So outside of Canelo, we can't move on to other. You don't want to hear me talk about David Benavidez? You don't want to hear me talk about Annoying in the Way? Bud, Errol, Devin, Tank, you don't want to hear none of that? But if Bud loses, close my channel? Now, what kind of fanatic is that? That's not a boxing supporter. That's a Canelo fan. But I can't root for Bud because he's black, while still talking boxing. So the latest flex is now Bud is ducking Benavidez. Louis Hinton, salute. Nope. Bud can't duck anybody that A, he didn't challenge. True boxing night, salute. A, he didn't challenge. He didn't call for the fight. It's number one. Dapper Don, salute, brother. He didn't call for the fight. That's number one. And number two, David Benavidez is a light heavyweight. That's boxing. Things are subject to change, but let's not forget, y'all putting Benavidez on Bud, I'm stopping y'all. David Benavidez was at 168 for how long? He was calling for the smoke. Canelo Alvarez said, all David Benavidez, you know what? Let's just put up what he says. I'm going to find it. Canelo. He asked for $150 million to fight David Benavidez. Hey, bro, y'all gotta stop, man. Y'all gotta stop. Oh, boy. And shout out to Bud because he took short money. You see that? Tank, you seen that? You know what? I ain't going to look for it. But y'all know what he said. Bud took short money, which is still more money that I'll see in my lifetime, unless I hit lotto or some shit. Yeah, Jose, that's what he says. All he has to offer is an additional 20 pounds on fight night. And let me add to that. When he fought Edgar Berlanga, the word is Edgar came in at like 200 pounds on fight night. David Benavidez came in about 3 pounds lighter than Edgar Berlanga did at a 168-pound bout, right? At 175, David rehydrated 3 pounds lighter than Edgar in a heavier weight class. So you Canelo man fans, y'all looking bad out here. Y'all looking horrible. Your man lets you down. You see what happens when you put a lot of stock in these guys and they're not doing the right thing? I mean, Thomas, at this point, he was getting back-end money from the door, whatever the fuck was going on. But at this point, he's going to make up that. He's going to make that up. He's going to make that up now. What does he do next? Whatever the fuck he wants to do. If he wants to fight David Benavidez, and I'm going to tell you something else. If he says, you know what? I'll fight David. That's me, salute. If he says, you know what? I'll fight David. I'm be like, shit, damn. Bud's a dog. But how does that make Canelo look? If he says, you know what? Fuck it. Run it. Turkey, run it. Run it. Run it. You know what? Canelo said, give me $150 million. Hey, Turkey, you want to give me $150 million? I'll fight him. I smoke Canelo. Now I'm going to get in here and do it with Benavidez. Benavidez says, I'll come back to 168. You know what? Run it. Run it. Run it. I'll tell you right now, if Bud gets in the ring with Benavidez, that's going to make Canelo look worse. Because now he's attempting to take care of your business. Stormy ain't shit. He said Bud took short money. However, Canelo got the long shaft. Oh my God. You know what's crazy? Canelo took his loss like a man. I loved when he told Ellie Sekback, accept it. I don't care if you think I won. We have to accept it. That's what he said. Ellie don't like, no man, he hate Devin. He had a problem with, but I heard he released the video saying that, the problem that he had with Bud is over. I didn't know he had a problem with this dude. Is that why you fucking rooting against these guys? What the fuck? You are media. You supposed to be down the middle. Why are you putting your personal feelings into this? And never forget, y'all, he was in the Garcia gym. And he asked Robert Garcia. The Ryan Garcia came up. And he said, Ellie, he popped dirty. He's guilty. Why don't you think he did what he did? Ellie's response was, oh, well, I know him. He's a good kid. Hold on. That's what you would say in court? I know him. He's a good kid. And this is after the George Floyd shit? He said it all that. He said all of that. No apology. He ain't cut the Floyd family no checks. Went straight to the Garcia gym and said, I know him. He's a good kid. And Robert Garcia and the other fella that was sitting there, they said, Ellie, no. All of this, I went to Mexico and ate a pork chop. No, bullshit. Robert said that's what they all say. Every Jordan, that Cash App, salute, brother. He says Miguel was trying to get me caught up. Not today. Hell no, Miguel.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
Nope. He said, same shit happened to me. I was 24, sis was 12, ghosted her. Yeah, bro. That online shit, that shit always was dangerous to me. When I first heard about it, the chat rooms, I said, how do you know you talking to people that are really them? That was the first thing I said. I said, man, I ain't fucking with y'all. And slowly, all of my boys came around. I was like, nah, man, I'm talking to this shit. That shit just got weird. I got off that shit. My brother, Real Baltimore in the building. Smoke and Talk Podcast, LLC in the building. Y'all make sure I go subscribe. My brother be cooking over there. He said, what's up, y'all? Shout out to Drew Titan. Drew, what we doing? Man, we cooking, man. We cooking on Canelo. And we bigging up Bud. Go subscribe to Smoke and Talk Podcast. That's the fam right there. Yes, sir. Real Baltimore. Hey, man. Time reveals all truth. And I like what the homie said up here. Paris says, Bud is not an ordinary dog. He's a game dog. Bud is just different. I'll do you one better than that. Bud is a throwback fighter. You hear me say that a lot. A throwback fighter, I watch your actions. And business-wise, when he was getting on my nerves, the only problem I had for him business-wise was I said, man, that 60-40 that Errol was throwing at him, to me, that just made sense at that time. And there was a sense of urgency back then because what was happening was, if y'all remember, Josh Taylor was making noise at 140, and he was on his way to becoming undisputed. He was on his way. And I said the danger is Josh Taylor could come in, become undisputed at 140, and come to 147 and steal Bud's thunder. Do y'all remember me saying that? And I said, damn, I don't want that. Because Josh Taylor, in respect to him, Josh Taylor has the complexion for the protection. And I say that respectfully. But they'll turn to Josh, and if Josh comes through and says, hey, let me get the Errol fight, he gonna get it, no problem. Errol gonna kick his ass. But I want that for Bud, though. I want Bud to get that smoke. And at the time, I didn't have Bud winning, but I thought Bud deserved it. And I didn't want Josh Taylor to come through and steal that work. I didn't want that. Because you got that, and then you got, you know, America looking for a great white hope, whether he's American or not. And, you know, Josh ain't on that type of time, but they'll put it on that. They'll put it on him. You understand what I'm saying? So I said, man, there's urgency here because they will replace Bud and put him so far down in the background, they'll freeze him out. And if Josh get in there with Errol and fuck around and win, oh, it'll be over. They'll put Errol to the side. They'll put Bud to the side. It'll be over with. But it turns out that Bud was also business savvy, and what Bud had working in his favor was Errol started to figure out that the PBC was also not working with him because Errol wanted to fight, the PBC did not. And these two men figured that out on their own. So in all reality, Bud was playing chess because I believe he knew that Errol was going to figure that out or figured it out. They were talking behind the scenes. They didn't hate each other. The fan bases hated each other. Because, you know, we start gangbanging over every little fucking thing. Ignorance, right? Crazy shit. And when Errol stepped out of the shadow of the PBC, when he put out that tweet and said, I feel like I'm being played, everyone was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? He wasn't talking about Bud. He was talking about Al and the PBC. And when they stepped out, they made the fight. 1, 2, 3. And I told Bo Mac, I said, man, that money, the split, it was none of our business. I'm happy these brothers got together and they're getting it done. That's it. It's for me, just like that, it was over. I never hated Bud, ever. I just had a problem with how things was getting handled. And then as soon as he put that tweet out, when Errol said, I feel like I'm being played, I said, hold on, what's that? Wait a minute. Niggas was like, yo, yeah, Bud trying to play him. I said, no. I don't think that's for Bud, man. I think that's for the niggas he's working with. Al Heyman and the PBC. And hell nah. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Hey, we found out. The men got together and they made it happen. And I'm happy about that, regardless of the outcome. I had Errol winning. I was so wrong, but I'm cool with that. Bud is a bad motherfucker. I never said he wasn't. Never said he wasn't. Respect that game dog. Yes. Yes. He's been straight line ever since. Is Bud Crawford not everything we say we want in a fighter? Hard nose at the business table so he protects his legacy, his finances. Right? It was strategic because, you know, Errol did do the heavy lifting at 147. He did. And by the time he got to Errol, he, you know, and this man down over here, but we saw the fight. Moved up in weight, kept winning. Then got a hold of Canelo and did what he did. So you got business savvy, plus he could back that shit up in the ring. Isn't that what we want in a fighter? If we could justify the way Floyd moved the decade that he was Money Mayweather, why can't we justify Bud? And I'm gonna tell you something. I'll be nervous as hell if somehow he ends up taking this Benavidez fight. If they agree to fight, I'll be nervous as hell for Bud. But you know what though? That man's a dog. And I wouldn't be surprised if he finds a way to win. And you know what? To you Mexican fans, y'all better hope Bud don't take that fight. Because I'm going to look at Canelo like you absolutely, your hair's not red, it's yellow, man. He openly ducked Benavidez out loud, didn't play politics. He just told y'all, I'm not doing it. He's too heavy, and I want 150 mil. Fucked around, got in there with a guy that came up for 147 and got smoked. Now you see why he don't want to fight, because you know what? I'll say this. If Bud did that to Canelo, and I know we don't do triangle theories, but David is a lot bigger and a lot more active. I'm not ready to say stronger. I'm saying a lot more active, punching downwards and everything else. And Canelo said no. Forget what y'all think. Oh, Canelo with the counter punching. No, your man said no. He said no. I said, why are you saying no? Oh, he don't want that work. Okay, I got it. But what I'm telling you Mexican fans, at this point, you just want to see Bud lose. He already challenged himself. 140, 147, two weight classes, 168. He already challenged the best of the best, which was Canelo. At this point, you just want to see him lose. And your next bet was Benavidez. But you were so much of a Canelo fan, and you know, David is just a half-breed. I've literally heard them say that. He's not 100% Mexican because he speaks perfect English, and ain't his mom Ecuadorian, or one of his parents are Ecuadorian, or whatever, man, whatever. He reps Mexico. Okay, that's fine, bro. Oh, I'm sorry, he has black swag. He's too black. Man, I'm beyond all that shit. David is that dude, man, until he gets dethroned. He's that dude. Now y'all want to jump on his dick? Him and Bud is mentioned in the same sentence. Oh, I'm sorry, the enemy of my enemy. That type of shit, right? So when he was on Canelo's ass, you ain't like that. Canelo got smoked by the nigga, and now you want to sick the leftovers onto the nigga, right? Man, y'all are just ridiculous, man. And I'm going to take it a step further. If they sign that fight, Benavidez versus Bud, and Bud gets in there and finds a way to win, you know what? Screw that. I said Canelo's going to the Hall of Fame, right? He is. If Bud, because you got to be retired for 2 years before you go in there, right? Cool. If they sign a Benavidez versus Bud fight and Bud gets in there and finds a way to win, you know what? You take Bud and put him ahead of Canelo. You put him ahead of Canelo. Canelo will get there, but Bud got to go first. At that point, Bud got to go first. Bud goes first. That's it. That's it. Bud goes first. And I'm still being respectful to Canelo because Canelo's a drug cheat. We don't talk about that enough. Albert, salute. Cuddy says Bud will dog Benavidez. Y'all still don't believe? It's not about that, brother. It's not about that. I will rock with Bud in that fight. But that is not easy work. I think that'll be his hardest fight of his life in the ring. When you got bullets bouncing off of your dome, that's a hard fight in itself. Chesamane salute. I'm not going to say that he goes in there and smokes David Benavidez. I'm saying that'll be the hardest boxing match in his life. But I'm not going to sit here and say it's not impossible for Bud to win. So when you're saying we don't believe, it's not about that. I'm being realistic. I'll be nervous as hell in that fight. I rock with Bud, and there's no shade to David. Absolutely no shade. I like David. What you'll have is two warriors in the ring who are about that life. And the guy on the left, Cuddy, Canelo, he's the coward. And what they're trying to do is put David on Bud. And David's at 175. What they're trying to do, Cuddy, brother, because I know you just pulled up, what they're trying to do is get Bud beat. Now, Cuddy, let me ask you a question. Let me read the super chat. Don't block him. I'm going to show y'all something. My brother Thomas says, saying you know a fighter off of an interview or two is crazy work. Media dudes are special. They, in that case, me and Shushu are best friends. Yeah, motherfuckers do the show a couple of times. You know, that's like me saying, yo, me and Bomack's cool. Bomack don't even know who the fuck I am, but I spoke to him face to face once. That brother speak to a lot of people. We had a dialogue once. That's it. Now, let me address the brother Cuddy right here. Cuddy, why are you coming here and doing that? Why are you coming here and doing that? I think you know what you're doing. Did you just pull up here? Are you really doing this? You're doing this on purpose, are you? I'm going to put the spotlight on you since you want my attention. Why are you doing that? I'm still on a victory lap with this Bud win for more than one reason. But I want to ask you, brother, why are you doing that? Look. Did you just get here? Who's y'all? Read the title. Don't block him. Read the title of the show and type it. He says he hasn't even enjoyed the victory, and y'all already got him in ring Benavidez. Benavidez just tall as hell. Okay. Why I'm going what? I said doing. So you got to be patient with your people. Read the title of the show and type it, brother. Read the title. What do you see? Cuddy, I'm talking to you, brother. I'm being very respectful. Read the title of the show. What does it say? What do you see? And while you do that, I'm going to read my brother Rod Neal's super chat. He says, Benavidez will be a hard fight anyway. Plus, they already have trained for Bud before with the little brother. Yeah, he knocked out Jose. Great fight, too. But he knocked the shit out of Jose. And shout out to Jose Benavidez. Shout out to him. Cuddy, what do you see? Tell me what you see. Cuddy? Now watch this, y'all. I did read the title, but they still out. I'm just reading how it's written. They still out Bud right in the ring with him right after the fight. That's what I'm saying. So you're saying people in general, you ain't talking about us. Because that's the complaint. Bud just whooped Canelo's ass, and they already got him in the ring with Benavidez, and Benavidez and Bud are not even the same weight division. I just said they just want to see the brother get beat. It's not about boxing with these assholes anymore. They want to see the brother get beat. And that's why I'm saying, hold on a minute. Benavidez is Canelo's responsibility. Benavidez always been Canelo's responsibility. Motherfucker said, oh, all he has to add is additional 20 pounds on fight night. I want $150 million. He ducked that man. But magically, motherfuckers got Benavidez in the ring with Bud. Why? And it's not like Bud will duck that smoke. I think he'll take it. Oh, you saying you talking about in general? Okay, I thought you was talking to me. Okay. It sounded like you was coming at me. Okay, so you wasn't coming at me, Cuddy. Don't worry about it. Okay. Okay. I thought you was coming at me. But you wasn't. Okay, so we cool. I'm out that business. All right. My apologies. I'm wrong. Play this short real quick.
A fight with their Benavidez.
You gotta understand.
I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't, you know.
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. His brother was big when I fought him. The only reason why I entertain Canelo is because he's not a big dude. He might be thick, but he's not a big dude. Benavidez is like 6 foot something. Then he
Benavidez, they have him listed at 6'1", but either the floor was uneven. I stood right next to him, and I'm 6'2". And I'm like, he's 6'1"? Whatever. I don't know. And I didn't have I had on regular sneakers, you know.
You're gonna come in 190, 200 probably, you know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude.
And he's skilled.
I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
Oh,
yeah. I understand what you're looking at. You're like, you know what?
You just size him up.
Yeah.
You just size him up, especially when you're going into a bigger weight class like that. You size him up and you see your advantages.
Would you ever entertain?
Well, that's honest. That's honest. And I told y'all, I said Bud is actually the same size, if not bigger than Canelo. I told y'all that. You know, and that was an honest answer, but you know, money changes a lot of minds. If he gets with David and they say, yo, look, you know, David, you got to come down to 68, and on fight night, you can't rehydrate past 78. David will do it. Bud will do it. And if I remember correctly, Jose Benavidez was super bigger than him. Well, not super bigger than him, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. Cuddy, my bad, yo. My bad. I thought you was coming at me the way it was written. You good, brother. You good. I mean, Drewy Hines, I mean, look, that's for that guy to deal with. You know what I mean? Whatever. If I'm not mistaken, he hated Bud too, didn't he? If I remember correctly, he hated Bud. He hated his dark skin. Yeah. So, you know, whatever decisions that old fool made, you know, he has to live with that. You know, but I mean, look at him. He's a non-threat. He's a mark. He's a grifter. And make your YouTube money, bro. You know what I mean? So whatever. It goes to show you that you can be old, but that don't mean you can get any wiser. You know, so whatever. He got to live with that. And I forgot, now that you mentioned, I forgot he couldn't stand Bud. So I don't know what his prediction was. I don't know whether he had Canelo knocking Bud out or whatever. You know, it's whatever. Yeah, it's whatever. If I could be a fly on the wall, because I don't watch him, but if I could be a fly on the wall when he had to explain what he watched, whatever, man. Whatever. Cuddy says they just wishing anyone would beat Bud at this point. He's a different type of athlete. He is, and that's what the show's about. Because pretty much a week later, there was people in my chat talking crazy. They vanished. You had the racist people in here. Well, one person in particular. You had a guy named Eddie Alvarez. Cuddy, if you watch my show, if you go to my channel, Cuddy, and go to my Sunday show, it's LDBC Strong. What number that was? What number that was? That was LDBC Strong. Show number 258. And when I put the comments on the screen, I addressed the racist people. I addressed the people that said matter of fact, why don't I just do this? I got a little bit of time. Why don't I do this? Why don't I just pull the live up? Let's do that. Share screen. I appreciate you, Cuddy. As a matter of fact, yeah. All right. Y'all remember this was just last week, y'all. This was just last Sunday. This was that guy, Eddie Alvarez. If Canelo wins, shut your channel down. See that? And we wasn't rude to him at all. Wasn't rude to him at all, was we? Right?
You know, blocking and moving and blocking and tying up or whatever he had to do to survive for 12. And what did he say? The first thing he said when the fight was over? At least I didn't get knocked out.
You saying? Look.
He was possibly winning
Wasting
rounds.
breath.
And
He was very disrespectful, wasn't he?
Lost focus and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
what was the other guy?
The rest of the men since Caleb.
What was the racist guy at? It was a racist guy.
He hasn't fared well
Guy
at all,
said,
bro. And remember,
Wakanda.
after losing to
I asked
Abel,
him,
he went and dug up the corpse of Gennady Golovkin. The corpse of a fighter
Canelo
who
wins,
never
shut the channel down.
officially retired.
See, I ain't making it up. If Canelo wins, shut your channel down. That's what he said. But Stormy asked him, if Bud win, are you going to shut your channel down? You see how stupid? You know what I'm saying? This is what we deal with, ladies and gentlemen. And allegedly, this dude, sometime in the chat, he said he was 58 years old.
Put everything
Don't
about
believe you.
His career. And what did he say? The first thing he said?
Spoke on it. You good brother, always supporting. Going to the Hall of Fame because he is. I never said that he can't fight because he can. But I can't ignore the discrepancies and I can't ignore what he did when he was calling the goddamn shots. These things must be spoken about. So are you watching boxing, Eddie? Or are you watching Canelo?
Oh, you look at him.
Look, Wakanda racist warriors are ass up. See that? You see that? Now we over here talking boxing. We not banging on our chest somehow. Yo, we black. We black. And fuck Mexico. And no. We're not doing none of that. We're talking boxing. Who wins and why? That's what we're doing. Eric Jordan in that Cash App salute. He says, Miguel the 304. Only know how to get that booty clap. You already know what it is.
Bukaki.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
Wendell, what up? Wakanda racist warriors are ass up. Unprovoked. Not one time did we say Mexicans are inferior. In fact, don't we talk up Mexican warriors here? How many times you heard me say, not only is Juan Manuel Marquez one of my favorite Mexican fighters, but he's one of my favorite fighters of all time. Check the resume. He didn't win all of his fights, but look at his resume, bro. I would love to sit down to Marquez and talk with him. He's one of my favorite fighters of all time. He was HBO Boxing After Dark. That was his show. I don't give a fuck. Do y'all remember the drama when he first fought Pacquiao? The drama of that fight, he went down 3 times, bust his nose. I said, oh shit, it's over. That man got up and fought back to a legitimate draw. I said, oh my God, this dude is forget a dog. You even say the word dog around him. When you take, that's Juan Marquez. You just growl. That guy will box you and he will fight you. When you say Mexican style, if you're going to apply it to anybody, it's him. He ain't give a fuck about no money, never heard him complain. He ain't give a fuck about a style. He fought them all. He wasn't successful all the time, but he ain't ducked no smoke. I won't tolerate any Juan Manuel Marquez fucking negativity on my channel. Fuck no, I'm not hearing it. That's my dude right there. Now the 86 in that super chat, salute. He said, salute Drew and salute to the mighty LDBC. Salute. So this dude, Tony, came in there and said, Wakanda racist. Wakanda. Well, if we're Wakandans, where was Submariner from? That Atlantis swimming ass nigga? I didn't even bother to complete the joke because it's just so ignorant and ridiculous. But this is what they come to do to us, and we're talking up the fight. I just said, I just said Bud is all wrong for Canelo. That's all I said. And did I not say, hey, man, I could be wrong in boxing, but Bud, stylistically, is all wrong for Canelo. Turns out I was right. But this is what we get when we're talking boxing. This is what we get. Where's the other kid at? Figure drawing. Because this was also his first appearance. He comes in and this fella, John Wick, I don't know what happened with him. Read what he said. Bruh, Bud gets hit a lot. His defense is nowhere near Floyd. Floyd was seeing shit happen in slow motion. Bud right eye was damn near closed versus Majimov. Laugh out loudly. John, you ain't been back. I mean, you guys, you can at least have the courtesy to return and engage with me with a conversation and tell me your thoughts. I'm not even saying you should come over here and be like, yo, I was wrong. No. Let's have a conversation. I said all week long, somebody going to be right, somebody going to be wrong. But we're going to talk about it regardless because I talk about the sport. Can you at least get on here and say, hey, man, I was wrong about Bud. I did it. When he smoked Errol, I said, shit. Nothing I can say. I can't say shit. And I got phone calls about what was going on. But, hey, listen. Whatever, man. I ain't engaging. I know what I saw. Fuck it. I'm good. And this man down over here. So I'm just going through this live and Canelo has great feints and will get anyone to bite to set a trap for them. If Bud was falling for feints from Majimov, he'd definitely fall for feints from Canelo, given the fact Canelo packs a bigger punch. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I picked this apart too. Y'all go ahead and rerun the live. Well, somebody was right. Somebody was wrong. But where y'all at? I mean, y'all don't want to have this conversation now? Y'all just boogie. And then my favorite, I can explain how he's getting slept. He's too small. Tiny Gamboa rocked him badly. Combine that with Canelo having one of the best chins in boxing. Now, this is the kid that I engaged with, but he was, well, you said nothing. You said nothing. But let's address this. You said you can explain how he's getting slept. You said Gamboa rocked him. Okay. How'd that fight end? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I know me. The human jaw's not meant to get hit. It's not meant to get hit. Anybody can rock anybody. Some chins are better than others. 47. Here we go. Whoa! There we go. Right there. Right there. Bivol is 175. Bud coming up from 135. No, he's coming up from 147. Here we go. Go! Here we go. Slow down, figure drumming. Y'all remember this? Not coming up from 35. You know what I mean? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? See that? You see? You see? Stop. Listen to understand. Stop listening to respond. You see? That's why I highlighted that. You said Bivol is 75. Okay. Canelo came up and had a fight at 75. Prior to Bivol, it was against Sergey Kovalev, and he knocked him out. There you go. Excuse me? No intention on fighting Kovalev. Then when I mentioned Andre Ward, he said Andre Ward was feather-fisted. Meanwhile, Andre Ward's last fight, he knocked out Sergey Kovalev. See, this kid was all over the place. And then this was the part where I said, wait a minute. How old are you? Let's go back to that. Till Andre Ward beat him. He said it out loud. And here you are. How many years later talking about feather-fisted Ward? I know boxing. This is what he says. You can Google it. I'll give you a minute. What did I ask him? Why was Canelo trying to go to cruiserweight? Let me see what time he pulled up to my show. Why was he trying to go to cruiserweight? Who was he trying to fight? You know boxing, right? Oh, yeah, I asked him, yeah. Feather-fisted Ward, right? Let's highlight that. Then you said, I know boxing, right? Why was he trying to go? And nobody in the chat help him, please. Remember this? I'm going to prove my point. Why was he trying to go to cruiserweight? He never answered. And who was he trying to get? He never answered the question. But Figure Drawing just said Canelo fights for the money, not glory. Well, interesting. This is why I don't support him. Now, I asked Figure Drawing, what was he trying to do at cruiserweight and who was he trying to fight? Never answered the question. He types this, but didn't give me a name. Now, Figure Drawing. Figure Drawing. Now, you're typing again. It's okay to admit when you don't know something, because I'm going to tell you. But I'm going to get on with my point. You never answered the question. And this is the problem I have with people. People are afraid to admit when they don't know something. If you don't know something, it's okay. Watch this, y'all. I'm not trying to put you on blast. Watch this. Watch this. I'm trying to show you something. I'm trying to teach you something. When in this God's green earth, when it becomes a sin, watch this, to not want to learn. Okay. Figure Drawing. How old are you, brother? This is the part where I asked him how old he was. Main biker in that super chat, he said, Bud eyes look fine after stomping out King Nello. Yeah, look just fine. I told y'all, Magimorph was a difficult fight because the nigga didn't keep still. And I said, Canelo don't fight like that. But this was the weird part. He said, I don't get the question. I was very clear. Everything he asked, I answered. But when I asked him a question, he could not answer. That's why he didn't answer. But then he says, Canelo's a ducker. But you got this ducker beating the best fighter today. But I asked him, you know, you all over the place. How old are you? Gotta go here. How old are you? Ask him twice.
That's kind of pretty before it gets started. Oh, probably when Horton, he did ride Crambo. Probably when Horton, he did ride Crambo. Probably when Horton, he did ride a sword and a revolver by his side. Crambo killed That's the hard part right in there, and then nephew.
And all week long, he popped up in my live streams to make sure that I knew that he was around. He showed up on the Painful Excellence podcast. Go subscribe to Pep Talk. And he was trying to engage there. But you don't know anything. You're 18 years old. I got nieces and nephews in college right now older than you. And Thomas, that's a great point. If he 18, he saw the Gamboa fight at 7. I mean, really, that's why the numbers are important. That's why I ask. When people start saying like silly shit, I say, hold on a minute, because I need to know who I'm talking to. Because we're on the internet. I don't know you. All I see, a lot of y'all got these avatars or just letters in your avatars, and that's fine, but I need to know about you. And when you come in here and you start saying silly shit at first, I have to find out what I'm dealing with. So the math says he was about 7 or 8 when the Gamboa and Bud fight happened. And by the time he got into boxing and was able to look at it with a critical eye, or because these niggas got short attention spans, or he's looking at his highlights. They don't watch fights through. There's a reason why I say Michael Jordan is the GOAT. It's different from watching the games from start to finish, watching the career from start to finish, than watching a bunch of dunk highlights. The dunk highlights don't tell you nothing. I could put together an Arturo Gotti highlight reel and go to an 8-year-old to say this is the best fighter in the 90s and early 2000s. And they'll believe it. I could make anybody look like a rock star. But the truth is what? Arturo was an ass whooping waiting to happen. And he got his ass whooped on many a night. The fights that he looked great in, he got beat up in too. And as expected, the old race-baiting fool, the racist in figure drawing, vanished. So he took his black/Mexican ass, because remember, he was Mexican on Sunday. Then when I started talking about the Charlie Kirk situation and everything else, then I found out his daddy black. And I'm like, whoa. You didn't say that Sunday. You didn't say that. Yeah, Thomas. You didn't say that. So in other words, he's 18 and he was just trying to get his lick back. He was arguing to argue. That's in figure drawing. If you're listening right now, that's what you call feminine behavior. You take an L, you learn from it. But trying to get your lick back in boxing, that can get you knocked out. You get punched, and between you getting hit with some shit you ain't think you was gonna get hit with, and the audience talking about, oh, Now you're embarrassed and you want to get that hit back. And you trying to get that hit back, you might eat something else, stupid ass. But I ain't got to raise you. We got parents for that. You understand me? So anyway, I got to roll. Salute to everybody. Venmo, Zelle, Cash App, Super Chat. This is what I did here during the whole Bud Canelo fight.
Whack, jack, smack.
Eddie, he's moving too much.
Whack, jack, smack.
Canelo throw more punches.
Whack, jack, smack.
Eddie, it's around 11. I'm down.
Whack, jack, smack.
Don't you worry. We got 2 judges.
Whack, jack, smack.
Round 12.
Whack, jack, smack.
Round 9.
Whack, jack, smack.
Round 7.
Whack, jack, smack.
And new.
Good night.
I might do a Simeon Saturday tomorrow, man, because I feel like it, man. Y'all have a great weekend.
Okay. Move! Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.